Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, reach out to us at Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase, pricing, and availability questions regarding this watch. Today, we're discussing my favorite type of watch to discuss, a niche high complication from an horlogerie boutique brand with a great history. This is the Gerald Genta Octo Quattro Retro Chronograph. So it takes the modern era Octo case that debuted in 2004 and combines it with the Quattro Retro Chronograph that debuted in the Arena line in 2006. This model was launched during the 2000s. It was rebranded as a Gerald Genta Bulgari in 2010 and 2011 before being rebranded post Gerald Genta as a Bulgari product solely. The watch, however, is still serviceable at Bulgari today, and this watch just came back from service. So if you have any reservations about a brand that is lesser known and a highly complicated watch, rest assured, not only can a major brand service this watch, but a major brand just has, and it comes with the service warranty paperwork. In rose gold, it is big, 44 millimeters in diameter, 15.1 millimeters thick, 50.5 from lug tip to lug tip, and then the spacing between the lugs, it looks like it might be proprietary, but it's actually just a broad 31 millimeter lug. So with the right sized custom strap, yeah, you could absolutely put a custom strap on this. The strap is very stiff, and you can see it doesn't have a lot of room to maneuver. Against the flank of the case, it's pinned down, which means it has a little bit of fight and flare. You can see what I mean as I pull the strap here. It doesn't want to curve around a wrist before it's been broken in. So when I throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, I got to pull it a little bit tighter than I normally would. You can see that the case is inboard of my wrist, but the strap is far outboard. So I'm going to advise that if you want to wear this on a wrist my size, you're going to want to really break in the strap and perhaps buckle it down a little bit tighter than it needs to be for a while until you gain some flexibility about the strap. But I'd say my wrist can wear this, but I'm at the limit of what's possible. So 16 centimeters circumference and up, and it should fit underneath a jacket, though not necessarily the tightest of dress sleeves. While the strap is stiff, it's also very deluxe and expensive. You can see this has been custom made for the model, and it's not something that was off the shelf anywhere at a supplier. Large rectangular scale alligator leather in symmetrical scale fashion, a very expensive cut, semi-gloss black, thickly bolstered. It might even have a hard insert at the end. That's what you sometimes see with these highly contoured and flared straps that conform to not just the flank of a case, but also the width of the lugs from top to bottom. So this is a very expensive piece. You can see the edge has been folded, monotone black stitched on the bottom, lined with calfskin, a brand new factory strap. And as I mentioned, Bulgari owns the Gerald Genta brand, really LVMH does, and they can provide any part or service you require for this watch. The buckle is a Genta branded example, and you can see that it features a little bit of the profile of the watch itself with a faceted octagonal form, a combination of satin and polish. It's friction fit with engine turning inside, which I love. You can see it uses the same radial spring that you'll find on, for example, Patek Philippe folding clasps. I suspect there might be a common supplier for that part. I really like the engine turning inside. That's a nice touch when you consider that the same type of finish has been lavished with gold plating on the movement. Now, rolling around to the case, you can see that the Octo clearly predated the arrival of Bulgari's Octos. This was a Gerald Genta brand innovation first and foremost. The facets are intricate. The edges are sharp, not in the sense that they cut you, but sharp in the sense that a nicely creased suit is sharp. It looks sharp. It's formidable and attractive. We have both polish and we have satin. We have a beaded bezel with an onyx cabochon, which is beautiful. And you can see that we have both a sort of rounded outer bezel and then a truly round inner bezel. You can see how we have this rounded polygonal octagonal outer bezel that saws off some of the hard edges, and then we have a truly round bezel. And then inboard of the round bezel, you have another one of these rounded octagonal frames, this time framing a dial that is a fascinating champlevé. So the dial has been scooped out and then filled with a gorgeous set of lacquers with repeated applications, polishings, and heatings to cure the lacquer. Up to 12 applications go on, and what you see here with these little gold frames for the numerals, those are actually little wells that have been scooped out of the dial base and then lacquer filled. So champlevé, scooped and filled. Then we have this beautiful satin finished center with polish around its edge. You can see the individual scales, chronograph minutes, chronograph hours, chronograph seconds, retrograding date, retrograding minutes, jumping hours. It's a lot. And because the underlying movement of this GG 7800 is a Frédéric Piguet 1185, we get all of the good graces of that autologerie integrated automatic column wheel vertical clutch chronograph. I find the jump hour to be a particularly charismatic, beguiling time waster. Perfect way to play with your watch during a meeting and just ignore whatever is going on. Another little note, I should mention that because the underlying Frédéric Piguet does include a quick set date, so does this. So if you wish to play with the retrograde date down at the bottom of the dial, you can do so right here. You can also say a minutes display, opposite an hours display, a beautifully balanced dial. There is a little hole in the minute hand, so you can see some of the indications underneath it. For example, the Genta text and the hour at center, just like that. Turn it over. I mentioned Frédéric Piguet. There's the supplier of the core movement here. Also, I should mention 100 meters water resistant. How much do you love this satinated and faceted case back with the rivets? A really cool look. Now, of course, they're bolts. They're not rivets, but it's a great look in conjunction with the crown, which is a heritage Gerald Genta element. They've been making octagonal cases decades before Bulgari glommed onto the trend. Now you can see the movement is finished a little bit differently than Frédéric Piguet would. It's entirely engine turned, so there's perlage on the rotor, the bridges, and the base plate, and then it's been beveled, which is beautifully executed. You can see on the rotor as well as the edge of the bridges, so that is high horology. That lives up to what you'd expect in a watch of this stature. Adjusted in 5 positions, the base movement has 37 joules. That's what that 37 joules refers to. Unidirectional winding, 3 Hz beat rate, 40-hour power reserve. You can see there is a crisp column wheel. You can feel it, you can hear it. It makes the operation a tactile pleasure. And then there's also a vertical clutch engagement. So for example, when I start the chronograph, it doesn't leap forward because a vertical clutch is seamless. The watch does not feature hacking seconds, but that is the only function or feature it does not have. In fact, because of the vertical clutch, you'll notice that there's really no running seconds display here. So because of the vertical clutch, which by the way is supposed to center down at the base of the dial, you can see that's where 0 is. 30 is at the top, 0 is at the bottom. If you wanted to use this as your running seconds hand to have an animated dial, you could easily do so. And because of the chronograph reset, you could even use it as a 0 reset to synchronize. But because of the vertical clutch, you can run the chrono full-time with no hazard, wear, and tear to the movement. Vertical clutch can be left engaged, unlike a lateral clutch. Gerald Genta handled the module for the bi-retrograde, that is the minutes and the date, as well as the jumping hour. And then Dubois de Praz, which is a complications module maker out of Lelou, Switzerland, is credited with the retrograding chronograph. So you've got Dubois de Praz, Gerald Genta, and Frédéric Piguet all at play in this movement, which I have to remind you once more is really beautiful. They call this finish potter's gold or old gold, and I really, really dig it. There may be some questions. Is the watch loomed? And the answer is no. Now you know. If you love this watch and you've got the wrist for it, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.